What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on? I know y'all like, damn, girl, 3 videos. Okay, because this is going to be posted on Sunday, which is later on today because it's almost Sunday. So either way. So, for those that are, if you can see the title, okay, it's about my experience being a Jehovah's Witness or whatever. I did do a video probably like last year or the year before about my, upbringing as a Jehovah's Witness and how I felt for the most part. And I feel like mostly that video was a little bit more positive. And I think I just did that to debunk some things or whatever. But as I come to actually think about a lot of things and to, sometimes we kind of like block out some things that probably went down. Girl, what? Oh, okay. Anyway, because I'm editing at the same time, so I'm like multitasking. But anyway, girl, so yeah, I just wanted to, get y'all conversations, well, not conversation, y'all comments and questions and answer some things, because in the past few videos, it kind of brought up some memories and some things about Jehovah's Witnesses and stuff that was coming up, and I kept putting it out there, so you guys want to know. And yes, I was actually born in the religion. My grandparents were Jehovah's Witnesses. I know, actually, and truth be told, I thought my grandparents were actually Jehovah's Witnesses all the time, like from very jump, They also used to be like in the church or whatever. My grandmama, she used to go to a Baptist church back in the day. And then she converted to Jehovah's Witnesses. She left the Baptist church. She became a Jehovah's Witness. My granddad, who she wound up marrying because he went to the same congregation or something like that. This is my step granddaddy, but that's my granddaddy, so I don't give a fuck. He wasn't in the church. I don't know if he went to church, but he wasn't in the religion. But then he became a part of the religion. He became a brother to the religion. And then they got married. And at that time, my grandmama had already had 3 kids. So from her previous relationship, which was a tragedy, girl, he just died. So yeah, we're not gonna talk about that because he was a deadbeat. I'm sorry to say that. I don't know if I remember telling y'all that my mama had told me she got a text message saying that her daddy had died. And I said, no, she texted me and was like, so my dad died. And I said, oh, no, she said, so my sperm donor died. I said, oh. I was like, well, how do you feel? She was like, I mean, it is what it is. And when I tell you, she meant it is what it is, because they had no type of relationship. And then in his later years, when he actually tried to reach out to her, he reached out to her to try to get her to sign off to be like a co-signer on a truck. That was it. I said, wow, but so there's that. And he did some foul fuck shit to my grandmama, so it's forever fuck him, but he gone, so you can't curse the dead. Anyway, moving on from that. Girl, you finna get some tea. Okay, y'all might get a little bit of tea depending on these questions, because I haven't even looked at the questions, and this is going straight off the dome, beach. All right, so I grew up, my grandparents was Jehovah's Witnesses by the time I came into the picture. Both sets, okay? I have my father's mama, my mama, my whole, all of that, they was Jehovah's Witnesses, everybody. So I grew up in a household that just about everybody was Jehovah's Witnesses, okay? My aunt, she was the one that kind of went off, that's no longer here. She was the one that went off the path that just never really stuck. I don't believe she got fellowshipped, or I should say baptized or whatever. But, she was the wayward child, I guess. And that's the one that, she got pregnant young and she had 3 kids, and my grandmother had to take them in. So in turn, we all was together. We all went to the hall together. We all just was raised together for the most part. And so because of that, the household religion was Jehovah's Witness, you know what I'm saying? And I was never baptized. My mom was baptized. Was my sister baptized? No, my sister wasn't. My sisters haven't been baptized. My aunts were baptized. My cousin was baptized. Of course, my grandparents. And I'm saying this because it plays a part in a lot of things, you know? And it plays a part in the issue too as to why I don't like the religion for the most part. And for some who, to clear it up, one of the main questions that I did see and that I have gotten throughout every time I mentioned that I was Jehovah's Witness is like, is it a cult? Is it a cult? And is it, you know, what type of religion is it? Like, is it Christianity and everything? Yes, Jehovah's Witnesses are Christians, okay? They are a part of Christianity. It's just another denomination, just like you have your Baptists, you have your Catholics, you have your Pentecostal, your Evangelist. Is it Evangelist? Girl, I don't know. Your Lutherans. Y'all can tell I don't know nothing else about the church, but I know them, okay? And then you have Jehovah's Witnesses. They're just another denomination of Christianity, okay? But will I say it's a cult? It's one of the ones, I don't consider it a cult, but I can understand exactly why people can say that it is a cult. Because you can say Catholics are cults. You can say being a Baptist is a cult. You can say being Kojic is a cult. You know, anyone who do extreme things and, you know, want to do, you know, just be extra with it, extra with it, it can be considered a cult, you know, have cult-like followers and stuff like that. And then some of the things when they want to be extra strict and you got these rules that you can apply or you have to follow all the time. And, you know, like in some divisions, or I should say denominations of Christianity at one point, the women can't wear pants. You always have to wear dresses and, you know, no sex, well, that's in a lot of religions, I guess, parts of Christianity, no sex before marriage, but girl, who listening to that? Anyway, I know somebody was just like, what? The one that just said, what? Is you a virgin? No. Anyway, moving on from that. But yeah. So my experience growing up as a Jehovah's Witness, I hated it. As I look back on a lot of stuff, and what really prompted me and prompt some of these memories to come up is because when I was growing up, first of all, we're black. We lived in the hood, okay? And then we lived in a neighborhood where our friends or that we go to the school with, they live in the neighborhood. Our classmates live in the surrounding areas. And then when you go to the hall and you have to go door to door, you're literally going, knocking on your classmates' doors and you're hoping and you're praying. Oh my gosh, you're just hoping and praying that you don't knock on the classmate's door and they actually come to the door. Hopefully if it's their house, it's like their parents that's coming to the door or somebody else and not them. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it gets a little bit embarrassing, you know, because, you know, they already make jokes about Jehovah's Witnesses. Oh, you know, people that come knocking at the door, you got to act like ain't nobody there, whatever, you know, woo, woo, woo. And at first, I was embarrassed by that stuff, but as I get older, the jokes, it's funny to me. It's funny to me because I realized that, yeah, I was one of those people, and yeah, I really did not like it. And I knew that for a fact that this wasn't for me. And when you start going door to door, and if people don't understand what door to door is, we call it door to door or field service in religion. And basically, we get together as a group on a Saturday or a Sunday or whatever day of the week in the morning, and then we'll go to a certain neighborhood and we'll just walk down that neighborhood block and go up and down the steps, knocking on the door and saying, you know, offering a wash towel or an awake. That was the, or what is it called? Not a pamphlet. Oh, that looked like I was putting up the Illuminati. I ain't trying to be a part of that, okay? Illuminati. What's the little tablet, the little pamphlet, or whatever? I can't remember what it is, but y'all know what I'm talking. Track. There it is. It's been so long, okay? And, you know, offering Bible studies if anybody was interested and stuff like that, trying to convert people and get them interested into coming, at least visiting the hall and at least sitting down and listening to one of the, you know, talks that happens or whatever. And, you know, seeing how that is. So, yeah, it got to a point where I barely even rang the doorbell. Like, I would fake literally like I was ringing the doorbell. and if they had a doorbell, you know what I'm saying? And I was praying that they had a doorbell so I wouldn't have to knock, because then I actually have to knock, and if somebody comes to the door, I have to say something. It just wasn't in my heart of hearts, because I just wasn't feeling it for personal reasons. I wasn't feeling it because as I got older, I'm trying to learn and I become more mature, you know what I'm saying? And I've always been mature for my age. I've always been really smart. Like, my mom had us in books, okay? My mom didn't want no dumb kids. And that's probably why I just can't stand dumb people sometimes, like people who are willfully being dumb, you know what I'm saying? And I just really can't stand it, because we were not raised that way. You know, my mom raised us to reach our fullest potential. My mom said, y'all going to school, y'all getting out of this, y'all gonna be able to take care of yourself, y'all not gonna be able to not gonna have to depend on anybody else but yourself and all this shit or whatever, woo, woo, woo. And that was another aspect of the religion where they don't really like going for secondary education. What I mean by that is like going off to college. You know, you can go to grammar school, high school, finish that off, but they don't want you to go to college. They don't want you to go to college. It was an issue that my sister was going to college. It was an issue that I went to college, okay? It was an issue that one of the elders in the congregations, his daughter went to college. And she's so fucking successful at this point. And the reason why I wanted to go to college, and I went to the college that I went to when I realized that I was going to be staying here in Chicago, was because of her. I went to the same college she went to. She went to DePaul University. I went to DePaul University. And she's like uber successful. When I tell you, she be just all over the world. All over the world. And that was one of my inspirations. And she was really one of the reasons why I actually kept going to the hall. And after she left, it was just like, whatever, you know, because everybody else was just so fake to me. Everybody else was just so fake to me, because with Jehovah's Witnesses, they have this thing where you're no longer a part of the world. You're not a part of the world, so you don't talk to people in the world if you don't have to. You know, if you got a job, of course you have to communicate on your job. If you go to school, of course you have to communicate at school. But actually being friends with people, actually going out with them and all that stuff like that, having those social gatherings with people that are non-Jehovah's Witnesses, oh no, that's not happening, okay? You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do the holidays, you know, celebrate birthdays. And honestly, when it comes to like the celebrating the birthday situation, I never understood that, because you're just celebrating yourself. You're celebrating the fact that you are here for another year. And I just never understood how come we couldn't celebrate ourselves. Until this day, I don't know the answer to that. I have not looked that up, and I really don't know the answer to that. And if I have any Jehovah's Witnesses that watch me, which I know I do, and ex-Jehovah's Witnesses who watch me, and you do know the answer to that, put that down in the comments for my understanding. We didn't celebrate, Jehovah's Witnesses don't celebrate holidays of any kind, okay? No Christmas, no nothing like that. And when you think about it, I didn't really have an issue, especially like when it came to Christmas. When I was younger, probably for like a couple of years or so, a few years, I would be like, you know, when you're like not high school, but you're like in grammar school, you're like kindergarten, you're like first grade, second grade, or probably like that. You'll be like, everybody else getting gifts and talking about what they got for Christmas or whatever. How come I'm not doing that? You'll feel some type of way. But then as I got older, it's like, I understood. It didn't bother me, because I'm like, some of these kids are literally waiting until Christmas just to get something big. And my mama never really made us feel like we was missing out on getting stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because if we wanted something, we got it. We never waited till one day to get it. We never had to wait till one day to show appreciation to our mother, you know, for Mother's Day or whatever. But I still didn't understand how come we couldn't celebrate Mother's Day like that. Because we're just showing appreciation. It's not really a pagan holiday. I wouldn't consider it a pagan holiday, because you're literally just celebrating your parents, you know. You don't celebrate Easter, but which is crazy, because I guess, you know, Jehovah's Witnesses don't celebrate Easter, but they have their own version of Easter, which is the memorial, okay? And the memorial is celebrating, you know, the life of Jesus when he died and then when he rises, you know, 3 days later. You know what I'm saying? So you have that, and when everybody gets together and then they pass the wine. When y'all have communion, we have it once a year where we pass the wine, pass the unleavened bread, you know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. But that's just it. And it's either, and it happens literally around the same time Easter happens, either a week before or the week after the Easter. Most likely, I'm pretty sure it's like the week before y'all have Easter, but it's all in that same area, you know, which is really funny to me. Don't celebrate Thanksgiving, especially not Halloween. Halloween, I don't understand how come the church people celebrate Halloween, because Halloween is one of the most paganist holidays, if you ask me, and it's about, you know, well, I would say it's been commercialized and it's been turned into something that's, you know, like celebrating the evil, I guess, or like, you know, because everybody always dress up as, you know, you got the scary clown and the killer and all of this stuff, woo, woo, woo. So y'all celebrating all that stuff, but yet y'all got a problem with people that, you know, a Lil Nas X video who go down to hell and kill Satan. You know, it's just y'all got a problem with people put devil horns on, but yet y'all go play around in Halloween and y'all be wearing devil horns and killers and all that stuff. And girl, it's a contradiction. Religion is just really crazy to me, to be honest. And I just feel like I'm not a religious person. I am more so, I'm not even gonna say like an atheist, because I do believe in God. I don't know what it is. Like, I'm a little spiritual. I still hold on to a lot of my religious belief, but I don't fully practice religion. Like, I don't go to church. I will never go to church, because after the way that I grew up, being a Jehovah Witness and actually reading the Bible for myself many times, I can understand a lot of things and I can interpret it for myself, and I know how to do research if I need to know some things, and I don't need somebody to tell me this and tell me that, their version of it and what they believe is to be. And I see how religion is used to cause division. I see how religion is used to cause strife in families and friends and all over, and how it just holds back some people, okay? It causes a lot of stuff that shouldn't be happening, you know? Praising God and worshiping God and loving God should not cause all of these issues. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like people should be free to praise the way that they want to, and should not be looked down upon if they don't do it this way or that way, you know? Religion has been the cause of a lot of wars, you know? So I can think for myself, okay? I don't need a pastor up on a pulpit trying to twist things to their meaning and all this stuff. And, you know, it's just like, okay. And as I grow up and I look at things and I'm like, is this really real? You know, you start asking questions, okay? But when it comes back to the holidays or whatever, like the paganism of it, you know, it's like, okay. And some of the holidays, I'm like, what the hell are we celebrating? It's just a day off for me. That's how I always looked at it. It's always either a day off from school or a day off from work, you know? But when it comes to like, like, again, like I said, the birthday situation, I just never, that's one of the main ones. Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthdays, you know, why we can't celebrate that. I just never understood that, but hey, it is what it is. I left the religion when I was 18. After I turned 18, I think I stopped going probably 2 months after I turned 18. After I graduated from high school. Nope, let me take that back. It was after I graduated from high school. I was 18, and I turned 18 in January, you know, and it was like I graduated in June. By the time June came, I was already on a whole different plane. Okay, so I think, no. I wasn't going as often that year. I remember because somebody had a gift for me. They knew that I was about to graduate from high school, and I never came up there to get it, because at that point, by the time my date came for graduation, I barely was there, okay? And that's because my mama was there either, because she got this fellowship. And we'll talk about that in a second too, because that's another reason why I just did not like it. Around the time of me being 18, that's when I came to the conclusion fully about being aware of who I was. You know what I'm saying? I was growing. I was maturing. I was coming into my own and was able to make my own decisions. And within a religion, it is said that you're supposed to let, you know, the person choose. Once a person that's born into it, like me, and I haven't been baptized or whatever, we get a certain age, we're allowed to make that decision whether or not we want to stay or not. And I am so glad that I was not one of the ones who wanted to just prove a point and try to be the youngest to get baptized at this age, because I had some people that was in the congregation that I went to who did that, and they wound up messing up. They wound up getting pregnant. They wound up getting on public reproof or private reproof or disfellowship, okay? And some of them never came back. Some of them never came back. It was a few of us that was up in that hall that in that particular congregation that I went to, we were hiding because we was hiding our sexuality, and none of us are in the hall no more, you know, and we're very much still in contact. And that again was another reason why I didn't choose to stay. I didn't want to become a Jehovah's Witness fully because it just wasn't in my heart to. I appreciated a lot of the teachings. I appreciated, you know, learning about God and learning a lot of historical facts, because I will say I learned a lot of historical facts up in the Jehovah's Witness. You know, finding out some things, and it came in handy when I was in school actually as well. You know, especially that's probably why I do like history. I love me some history, and certain times when we get up, game to the hall, it was like a big history lesson at one point, you know, in certain talks or certain things that was being had. But then I noticed like it was very kind of sexist. Women can only give like, unless, you know how you guys probably go to church and you have a pastor, a male pastor that comes up there and he talks the whole day, the whole sermon or whatever. And then y'all have y'all choir, whatever that male and female can be in, okay? And then that's it. You know what I'm saying? You can have a male choir director or a woman choir director, either that. And as y'all witness, you have multiple people that give talks throughout the whole 2 hour, because you're there for 2 hours. When you go to the hall, you go, like, we went 3 days a week. Monday was Bible study. For us, Thursday was the theocratical ministry school, okay? So this is the time where we come together, we give talks, we give demonstrations or whatever. You have, when we say talks, you have different brothers that was in the congregations talking about different subjects. They'll get up on the stage and they'll talk to the whole congregation, and we'll go through the Bible and stuff like that. Then there comes a point where in the portion where, you know, when the women will get incorporated into it, they'll give like demonstrations as if they're going door to door and conducting a Bible study and how they would do that. And I hate public speaking, so you know, if you became a publisher, you would have to give these talks. And you become a publisher, you're a non-baptized publisher, baptized publisher, and then you become a pioneer or a baptized pioneer if you're baptized, you know what I'm saying? And that was just the hierarchy, you know what I'm saying? And that's as far as like a woman can go. They can be like a baptized pioneer. Whereas the men in the congregation, they're the elders. You know, they can do any and everything, you know what I'm saying? They're not limited when it comes to that point. But I didn't like the fact that we just got our message from the men. It was very sexist and archaic in that way, you know, and a lot of the stuff was a little dated for the most part, and you just sit there and you're just like listening to some of the things that they were saying, and it's just like, well, why? This don't make sense. Women can do this, and this is that. You know, I'm just that type of person, so that disturbed me. Also, when it came to the part of being disfellowshipped, this is one of the reasons why I didn't get baptized, because one, I knew it just wasn't in me. I knew it wasn't in my heart. I knew I didn't want to do it. Two, I've seen how it is when you get disfellowshipped if you make a mistake, because again, we're imperfect human and they want you to live like you're perfect, and we're not perfect. Okay, we're not perfect. So you get this fellowship because, you know, if you get found out that, let's say you're out here doing stuff that's of the world, you're out here having sex, committing fornication, committing adultery, you're out here doing drugs or whatever, stuff like that, whatever offense you're doing, and you don't come to them, and then you get found out, and then, you know, you get reproached or whatever, you get disciplined, and if you don't repent and whatever, you gotta get this fellowship. That means you're no longer a part of the congregation. And if you don't, well, you're no longer part of the, technically, it's like what you would call excommunicated for y'all if you go to church. You're just like that. And this is where things bother the hell out of me. And I keep saying that because there's so many things that bothered me. You get baptized and you mess up, and if you get disfellowship, that means that people no longer talk to you. People no longer talk to you. And don't let your family be in the religion and let them be baptized, and you get disfellowship, they disassociate themselves from you. Now, with my mom had got my mom was hot ass, okay? Let me see. I don't be putting business out there like that, but my mom got disfellowship at least 2-3 times, okay? She got disfellowship. No, she got disfellowship twice. She got disfellowship twice. And I remember the first time she got disfellowship, I never really realized that she was disfellowship because my grandma was still talking to her. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, when she got disfellowship the second time, my grandmother literally stopped talking to her. Mind you, we lived in the same building at one point. We lived in the same building. We was on the second floor. They was on the first floor because it was a building my grandparents owned. You know what I'm saying? And my grandmother had no association with my mother at all. And the way that she treated her like she was not there, it just disgusted me. And till this day, I cannot forgive my grandmother for that. And at this current moment, my cousin is going through that whole situation because not only is she's being disassociated with from my grandmother, my auntie is also doing it too, which is kind of putting the kibosh on the relationship with my auntie, because I'm not a witness, okay, and I never was baptized, so I didn't have to go through that. So regardless of the fact that I don't go anymore, we still can talk. You know what I'm saying? So that's okay. But if you were fellowship, meaning baptized, and you get disfellowship, they no longer talk to you. And that makes absolutely no fucking sense to me. What means to me, if somebody was to get disfellowship because they did and veered off into the wrong path, right? Why would you think icing them out by not talking to them will make them want to come back? You really, and I think it's like a mental or a psychological thing where they think, oh, you would do whatever it is that you have to do because you want that communication back. You want that association back. So you will continue to show up and you will try to do good because you can't stand the fact that people not talking to you. So let me do good. Let me repent. Let me do all of this stuff that I need to. And then they'll take me back. Hell the fuck no. You disfellowship me and you stop talking to me. Ashley is not finna come crawling back. Because I don't take that. I'm not taking that mental abuse like that. And that's what I feel like it is. You know what I'm saying? Because why would you do that? I never understood that part of the religion. And I've seen some very, very drastic and extreme parts of it where people literally would disown whole family members for that, and for years. And that's probably why people think that it's a cult, because they do shit like that, okay? And it just never made sense to me. And to see it witnessed in my own family, I was just like really baffled. Like you raised this girl. When it comes to my cousin, my grandma, you raised this girl. You see that out of all her siblings, she's the most successful, she's the most stable, she gave you no problems. But because she got pregnant, she's no longer going to the hall, she got disfellowship, you're no longer talking to her, but yet she's done nothing wrong. but live her life in the best way possible. You never had no drug issue, never had alcoholism. You never had to get her out of jail. She has a great job. She has a loving fiance. She has a beautiful baby, but Chad, you don't have no association with her. And then you're sending letters saying the reason why you don't have no association. Don't send me no fucking letter. Okay? Y'all, I'm getting pissed. I'm getting pissed. Why y'all got me doing this? Oh my goodness. And that's what I'm talking about, like the mental abuse and shit, the psychological abuse of it all, you know. And religion shouldn't be that way. Religion should be something that's supposed to be uniting people, right? For a common goal to serve God, right? And I honestly feel like it shouldn't matter if you go out there and you get pregnant. It shouldn't matter about all of that. I know what is set up in the Bible, and that's why some people feel like the Bible and certain passages is just full of fairy tales or whatever. And I don't feel that way, but sometimes I can understand how. But at the same time, it's just like, these are y'all rules. These are men rules. These ain't... I can tell the difference, okay? And it's just like, it don't make sense, and it hurts my heart so bad. I'm sorry. And another thing with me, somebody asked how do they feel about LGBT. Girl, they don't give a fuck about us gays. They not here for the gays. And that's one of the main reasons why I left. Because when I was 18 years old, not only was the fact that it wasn't in me, and I realized the reason why it wasn't in me is because I was realizing who I was as a person. I'm a lesbian, full blown. You know, regardless of what some of y'all may think, because I can appreciate the looks of a man, you know what I'm saying? That don't mean I got sexual feelings for a man. I don't, you know, and it's just what it is. I've tried, I had boyfriends. And when it got to that point where, it came down to having sexual relations, it just never got there. I just could never muster myself up. I just never felt it. I just never felt the tingle. I never felt anything. But then I see a woman, I feel all of those things that I should feel for a man, but I don't. And so I'm figuring this stuff out. And imagine being in a religion or being in a situation where you can't openly say anything about this because you don't know how your family is going to take it because they're so full of the religious ways. And I'm so glad that my mom was not so strict or whatever. You know, I was a little scared to tell her because I told her in a text message that I was bisexual. And I had to lie and say I was more so attracted to men than women, but I was bisexual. But she eventually knew. She knew. That's why she asked, okay? She was like, I already knew that she was gay. And I was scared as hell. And I mean, when she said that, do you understand how much weight and relief I was in? And it just rolled off my shoulders and I cried. Okay, because it was like this whole time because of this religion and how it makes you feel and how they just disown people for the simplest shit. It was like, oh my goodness, if I tell my mama this and I'm only 18, I still need to live with her because I'm not really fully established yet. I don't have my own place yet. I'm just now getting into college. You know, I'm only working a part-time job. This is my first job, my first real job out of school. And I'm not making enough to even pay rent at that time. I'm only making enough to get at least a couple of books for classes. If I tell her this now, she's going to disown me. But I did tell her, and she didn't disown me, and she still loved me. You know what I'm saying? And I stopped going to the hall at that moment because I was like, I don't need their approval. My mama care about me. My mama still love me. My mama don't give a damn. So it is what it is. And that's the only approval that I needed. You know what I'm saying? I know God loved me. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? My God loved me. So the God that I serve, you know, it is what it is. And they don't. And you want to know what really turned me off when it came to that? My uncle. Y'all heard me mention him. My uncle, he was gay. And instead of him being allowed to tell them, my grandfather told them. And they disfellowshipped him without even having him in the room. And I was really pissed off when I found that out. And so that further made me say, no, I have to go. Because now y'all doing some fuck shit. Y'all gonna disfellowship him and then even talk to him. Okay? And you letting somebody else talk about his business. And I was so mad at my granddad for that. And now, do you know, my granddad don't give a fuck about the religion right now? He don't give a fuck about the religion. He been in there for over 30 years. When I tell you he don't give a fuck, he don't give a fuck. My granddad, I ain't never heard him curse. My sister said he be cursing his ass off these days, and he just don't give a fuck. Like, he going through a midlife. He going through what's not midlife. Because he's 60, 70 something. He past midlife. He going through a little life crisis at this point, you know. And the fact that they don't want you to get further education, higher education, that bothers me. I'll never forget, somebody has questioned my mama as to why she didn't want to be a pioneer, a full-time pioneer. And that's when they be going out of field service all the goddamn time. She was like, because I got to go to work. And it was like, what, you work? And it was almost as if, because a lot of them come to find out, I didn't know a lot of them was like on welfare or something. That's no shade. But it's because they don't want to work, or they don't work because they're not a part of this world. I mean, it's weird and it's stupid. It is very much like setting people back. And they look at you different when they find out that, oh, you're going to college. Oh, you got this good paying job and you're not on welfare and assistance and shit like that. Baby, I want more for myself. What the fuck? Okay? Like, what? And then they be marrying. They want you to get married. They okay if you get married young. Oh, that's nasty. And yes, just like any other religion out here, any parts of these churches that be having sexual abuse claims, there are some in there. I've read about things, and they do cover it up. They have covered up some things, and I know there were some people that was in the congregation that I was in, and we just never tried to be around them alone because they just gave you the creeps. It was a few of them. It was a couple of them. And I can put one of their names out. He was just very, very touchy-feely. Very, very touchy-feely. And it got to a point that we just knew not to be around him. We didn't want to go with him. We didn't want to talk to him. We didn't want to be around him at all because he was very, very touchy-feely. And he just gave off that creep vibe, okay? We told people. Nobody did nothing. Nobody did nothing, okay? And I said, oh, yeah, we're done. I didn't let my sister around him or anything. And y'all seen my sister, okay? Y'all seen my little sister, the young one. You know, she's very much developed. No, you're not going to be around this creep, okay? But, yeah, let me answer some of these questions or read some of this stuff. I grew up going to the Kingdom Hall with my granny, going door to door and all. Okay, yeah, you interested. I get that. You know, cool. Are there any parts of being a Jehovah's Witness that you still practice or hold on to today? Maybe just because they bring you comfort. Like I said, some of the teachings about Jehovah, knowing, you know, whereas I don't know how it is because I've never been to church, but, you know, when they talk about God is Jesus, and you know, it gets to that point. I always bring this up because it's like, if God is Jesus, so you mean God killed himself and then he raised himself up? God allowed himself to die and then he rose himself up while he was dead? How is that possible? So we know God is God and Jesus was his son. You know what I'm saying? So God is Jehovah and Jesus is the son. That's what I hold on to. All right. Two separate entities. Okay. Jesus is Lord, but Jehovah is God, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, like when it comes to like, I guess like the holidays, I don't take that too much in consideration. I don't take it to heart because like I said, when I was growing up, it was a time I felt like, how come we couldn't get toys then at this point? But then I realized, bitch, we get toys all the goddamn time. We get showered with a whole bunch of stuff. We don't have to wait till one day or whatever. And it's just like, I don't know, like when it comes to certain teachings and I hear certain pastors and people be saying these weird stuff, I was like, that don't make sense. So I take it back to some of the teachings that we were taught, because let's be clear. Some of the teachings are really good, really, really good. It's just the way that the structure of it is, you know, it's very archaic to a certain point. It's very sexist to a certain point. You claim that you're no part of the world, but yet y'all the messiest motherfuckers up in there. Okay, you're doing a lot of shit that people in the world do. You're gossiping. You make it unwelcoming. Oh my goodness, when my mom got this fellowship, it came a point where the people up in the hall, they made sure to look their nose down at my family, and especially at my mom, and they treated her so bad. And I would never forgive anybody that was up in that hall. I would never forgive them. I would never fucking forgive them. That put a sour fucking taste in my mouth. And I'm like, y'all supposed to be about love. Y'all supposed to be here to welcome people. Y'all supposed to be teaching people. Y'all supposed to be, we supposed to be one. But you make people feel uncomfortable. You make people feel less than because you're up here talking about them. You're up here excluding them. You're up here looking your nose down on them. Meanwhile, if you want to go there, we better than your ass because we got a fucking life and we ain't depending on nothing. Oh my God, it just made me so mad. They literally had their feelings because she was working a good job, bitch. Anyway, I grew up with my grandparents. My grandmother was the Jehovah Witness, and since I was a child and only other female in the house, I was made to go to the Kingdom Hall. I went door to door, assemblies, and even participated in the talks. Bitch, the assemblies. Let me pause there right there. The assemblies is just a big old convention, okay? Imagine going to a concert that's like 6 hours. Imagine going to a concert that is just 6 hours, or a big conference that is 6 hours, and you are sitting there most of the day just listening to different talks, looking at demonstrations, and it's just so many different congregations all over the state or the city that's coming together in this one big hall. You know, it's like everybody coming together at Soldier Field, the big stadium, wherever you at. You know what I'm saying? And you're just listening and you having demonstrations and stuff like that. They used to be fun. I ain't even gonna lie. When we used to, cause out here in Chicago, before they closed it down, it used to be Hawthorne Racetrack, okay? That's what we used to have one of the conventions. And out here, you know, in Chicago, in Illinois, they'd either go to, oh my God, Romeoville, they made that for that, or they went to the Hawthorne racetrack, which was I think down on 35th or something like that. I can't remember the address, but it was so long ago because it's not even up no more. And then I know they was going to Northern Illinois at one point as well. I've never been when they was at Northern Illinois College or whatever stadium. Girl, please, ain't nobody got time trying to fit up in them seats. At one point, they used to do it at the White Sox Stadium. They went to the White Sox Stadium out there on 35th. Girl, we went up in there one time and left. My mama said, we is not finna sit up here. It was hot as hell too, bitch. We was like, no, we not finna sit up here because you know the stadium is outside. Okay, so no, we not finna sit up here. But we had the Hawthorne racetrack was the best because baby, when I tell you, this is what I took from it, okay? Y'all see how excited I got? Because we had fun. We used to rip and run up in there because there was some horses that were still up in there. We used to play with them, go see them. Different type of seating areas, you know what I'm saying? Just seeing how the things was made up, whatever, because it wasn't our building, it was a racetrack, you know what I'm saying, where they used to be betting on horses and shit like that. So you had that, and then, you know, they used to give out food. They used to have breakfast. They used to have these hoagie sandwiches and shit for lunch. Oh my God, it was just so good. Then they stopped giving us lunch and shit, so I really stopped caring. I said, oh, so we gotta bring our own shit? Oh, y'all a little bit cheap. Bitch, what happened? Okay, what had happened was, but that was fun at Hawthorne. I feel like I'm hitting somebody that's from Chicago that remember Hawthorne racetrack. Oh my God, y'all speak up if y'all remember. But yeah, it was a good time because we used to rip and run up in that bitch. All right, I was like, and then just be up in there sleep. Girl, was we paying attention to what was being had? The best part of the convention is looking at the demonstrations, okay? Like the presentations, that's the demonstration. Like they be acting out stuff, okay? That's just the best part. That was it. That was it. Other than that, I was asleep. I was asleep for what, okay? For what? What is it? As an adult, after watching Leah Remini, I started to research the background of Jehovah's Witness, and I found out both interesting and disturbing information. I had stopped practicing and going once my grandmother passed away, but have you researched the religion and what information have you found? Did you ever think of Jehovah's Witnesses as a cult? Did your parents ever stop you from participating in activities such as sports? I learned that my father once I got older that he wasn't allowed to play any sports, and because your focus was always Jehovah, I wasn't encouraged to play either. Were you baptized? No, I wasn't baptized, but yes, I did also look at the Leah Remini stuff, and yes, that did make me also want to, because I'm a big documentary type of person. You You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I'm a big documentary type of person, and I just love to learn and research. So, of course, yes, I looked into it. And I talk about my experience, which is very, very mild, compared to a lot of other people. And this is why they call it a cult, because once you stop going and you're not disfellowship, but you become inactive or whatever, it becomes a time where with some people, they have experience where they literally, the brothers or whoever at the hall, they will just pop up at your damn door randomly. They'll be just stalking your ass. And it's just like, what the fuck is this? I didn't tell you to come to my house. They did that to my mama one time too. They did that actually a couple of times. And they was looking for me as well. I was at fucking work. Bitch, where the fuck you supposed to been at 11 o'clock in the morning in the weekday? I said, who the fuck told you to just pop up at my house like that? You know, and yeah, we've been through that. And when the whole thing with the sports stuff, they discourage you to do certain things, you know what I'm saying? Because it's worldly. Like I said, they don't want you to do higher education. So damn it, bitch, you're not finna do sports. You're not finna do none of that, all right? Organizational stuff, no. I want to know your earliest memory of being at the Kingdom Hall. What was your last time at the hall like? Do you see yourself ever practicing any religion full-time again and joining a ministry? Practicing religion full-time or going to a church, whatever, absolutely no. I've had my fill of organized religion, and I respect most of it, and there's just some things because of the way that I think, the way that I'm so outspoken, the way that I do not want to be held back. No. Sometimes I feel like it's something that holds people back from who they truly are. It stifles them. Being in the religion of Jehovah Witnesses, it stifled my growth a little bit because, again, we were told not to talk to certain people. We had to sneak around if we wanted to talk to other people that were not Jehovah Witnesses, okay? It fucked up my social cues for a certain time, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know how to interact with certain people because I wasn't supposed to be interacting with them. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to function sometimes in the world, quote unquote, because I wasn't taught that. I was taught to stay away from these people. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, if it wasn't for my mother, I would be fucking assed out. I would be so fucking stunted. And I'm already an introverted person, and I feel like that contributed to me being introverted. It contributed to me being very much introverted when it came around regular people that were not within the congregation. You know what I'm saying? And no, I just can't. I didn't like it. I don't like it. For the most part, like, I don't think that it's all 100% bad, but I just, no. My earliest memory was being at my, I remember we used to live on Michigan. Used to live on Michigan. I was 4 years old, and I remember one time we had to walk to the hall, and it was cold as shit outside. I remember that shit. I remember that. And that's what I'm talking about, bitch. It's cold as hell, and we still had to go to the goddamn hall. You know what I'm saying? And nobody picked us up. We had to walk. I remember that. That was one of my earliest memories, and I was 4 years old. That my last memory, girl, I graduated, never came back. I don't know. I can't even tell you. That's how long it's been. I left the church years ago. Once I realized how toxic my experience was, I grew up and out of organized religion, but I still believe in God. Same. And am a very spiritual person. I'm also interested in hearing about others people's experiences. I'm interested in what things influenced you to no longer attend and also have someone get excommunicated. What religious rules? I told y'all. Okay. My cousin became a witness after marriage and basically disassociated from us all other denominated. Yeah, it is. They'll do that. And they encourage you no, let me tell you something. They do not want you to get married to somebody that is not a witness. I had somebody that I was really, really cool with in the hall. She wound up she was a sister. She was baptized, but she got married to someone who was not in the religion. And he did not convert to the religion. And they kind of treated her a little bit different. But I noticed instead of her just like, you know, backing away, she became even ultra more religious. And she never was like that. She never was like that, because me and her don't even talk no more. And we used to talk back in the day, but we don't talk no more. So yeah, it's weird with that disassociating shit. Yeah, I talked about that. Is it true that they think all spirits are evil and there's no such thing as ancestors visiting? Because if that's just evil, someone with a Jehovah Witness grandma, I've never heard that. I've never heard that, so I don't know who told you that. I've never heard that. What are some disturbing things that you did not agree with being a witness, and how did you decide to become a witness afterwards, and will you get baptized? I would never be baptized. I was always Christian. If you're Jehovah Witness, you're Christian, okay? What are some disturbing things? I talked about that. That I would, like I said, just about everything that goes on in your religion goes on up in Jehovah's, the denomination of Jehovah's Witnesses. We got child abuse. We got sexual assaults. We got people out there getting fucking pregnant when they not supposed to. Teenage pregnancy, baby. Y'all, I will tell y'all this though. If y'all make it this far into the video, because I don't care how long this is a good video. When I tell you some of the best gossip went down at the hall though, at one point, that'd be the only reason. You have to find a reason to go, and you just knew it was some drama brewing. So I'm not even gonna lie. When some people got disfellowship, we kind of knew what they got disfellowship for. Some people would pop up and we'd be like, oh my God, is that bitch pregnant? She pregnant? Bitch, oh my goodness. It was some girls that, I never forget, one girl, she was just so, proper, prim, and, I want to be the perfect witness. And she was young. She was really, really young. She was a teen, okay? She was barely a teen. She got fellowship, right? She got baptized. So now she's, like probably the youngest one who ever got baptized in the hall, right? And she was just one of those like teacher pets type of witnesses. You know what I'm saying? She always raised her hands to answer a question. Because yeah, you can, when we do the watchtower and they do questions and stuff like that, we read the watchtower, read the paragraph, and then they ask the questions that's down at the bottom, and we raise our hands and, we talk about it and all that stuff like we're in school. So it's like you're learning, you know what I'm saying? So I love that part about it. It's interactive. That's one part that I did like about it. But I noticed that when my mama got this fellowship, oh bitch, when it came to that participation stuff and I raised my hand or my sister raised my hand, the brothers will literally look at us and then go ahead and call the person behind us or the person in front of us or the person on the side of us. And they did it multiple times, because at one point I was like, maybe it was an oversight. Maybe it was just because, whatever. They wanted to give everybody else a chance. But it just kept on happening and kept on happening. And then I saw exactly what was going on. But bitch, this little girl popped up and she was pregnant. We was like, oh, not Miss Goody Two-Shoe. Not Miss Goody Two-Shoe. Bitch, it was a lie. We was like, oh, so you was out here doing the thing, huh? Part of the world, my ass. You all part of the world, okay? You got that seed up in you too. All right, and of course they disowned her. A mess. I'll tell y'all another story by the time I come through. But anyway, the pamphlets, which was the Watchtower, the Awake magazine, and then those tracks, those different tracks and stuff. Yeah. What is the significance of the 144,000 in regards to the Jehovah's religion? If I remember correctly, the 144,000 are the people that's going to ascend to heaven, that's already anointed, that's already put to the side. You know what I'm saying? So those are the ones that's going to go to heaven. And everyone else that are witnesses that are not a part of the 144,000, those are the ones that are going to go to paradise. So there's that. Please speak on sexual assault within the Jehovah's Witness community, because I hear that it's a major issue that the league. Yeah, I told y'all that. They do hide it. Now, I don't know for sure if anybody has ever been sexually assaulted in any of the halls that I've been to, but like I did tell you, we had a couple that were very creepy and we knew to stay the fuck away from them. And they did absolutely nothing about it. They did nothing about it. I've seen cases and seen documentaries and read people's testimonies about the fact that they were abused as children. Okay, and of course they covered it up. They covered it up the same way they cover up the shit from the priests and stuff. Okay, and then that's what be pissing me off so bad when it comes to this religious shit. And then y'all talking about like banning drag queens and banning story times from the drag queens with the kids and all this stuff, whatever, because, oh, we got to save the kids because they're going to harm our kids. Meanwhile, you go to church, you go to your religious function, you go home, and your kids are the ones getting sexually molested by the church leaders, by the church people, and by the people in their own damn home. Oh, it be just pissing me off, and nobody do anything about it. Baby, I'm not finna go there because y'all see I just got heated real quick because I seen the shit. You know, even thinking about that motherfucker just makes my skin crawl. I don't know. I don't want to say I hope a person. Let me stop. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. No specific question. I just enjoy your videos and would love to hear your experience as a Jehovah's Witness. I haven't seen or heard from my niece and nephews in years. All because my brother, their dad's ex-Jehovah's Witness, is being shunned by them. I have never been a witness. I guess I'm looking for something that will give me hope, that will stop shunning their dad, and that I will have them in my life again. Yeah, it's very painful. And again, as I spoke on that, like my cousin is going through that right now. My cousin is going through that right now. And when she told me what was going on, and my sister expounded on it because my sister talked more to her because they talk on Facebook and all that stuff. I'm very much antisocial. Even within my own family. Do I call the only people that I truly call up all the time these days? And this really just started when my mama got sick. And you know, we had our little falling out, but we been cool before that. But when she got sick, you know, I've been calling her every fucking day because my mama would text me and be like, hello. No, she'd be like, good morning. And then I'd be like, morning, what's up? Girl, I don't hear nothing from her for another day. Bitch, don't text me. How you gonna text me and not answer it? Okay? I have to get on her ass about that. Now, let me tell you something. You text me and I respond back, you better respond back, okay? We ain't got time to be playing no games like that. Gonna tell me something. Oh, you know what? My phone be underneath the pillow. You put your phone underneath the pillow when you just text me and I just responded to you the next second later. Girl, don't play with me. Don't play with me, okay? And then my mama do this thing where I guess I be on the phone with her too long or whatever, and she ready to get off the phone. She be like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I be like, bitch, if you want to hang up, just tell me that you ready to go, okay? Excuse the fuck out of me for wanting to talk to your ass. But anyway, if my mama ever shunned me like that, bitch, girl, that'd hurt my heart so bad. So my heart goes out to any and everybody who had to go through that. And my cousin, oh my God, you know, the way that, like they'll send letters. I never forget when my aunt sent me a letter. And mind you, this is the one that has done the most shit out of everybody. But yet, she's all of a sudden holier than thou. That bitch is an alcoholic herself. That bitch is a whore herself. That bitch got fucking around with some Africans that took her fucking money, okay? And I don't mean to say it like that, but that's literally what it was. They were Nigerian. She got hooked up with them. They took her money. She got with some dude that was doing a whole bunch of messed up stuff to her, whatever. And she allowed it and all that stuff. She let somebody use her car. They took it and just doing a whole bunch of nasty shit. But yeah, you gonna send me a letter talking about I need to get right with God. Excuse me? Excuse me? Who the fuck are you to tell me that of all people? Baby, that shit blew my mind when I seen that shit come to, and it came to my door. I remember posting about it. It came to my house when I was over in the old place. I said, you got your nerves. And then my sister, she said she had got one too. I said, child. And then my cousin had got a letter from my auntie and my grandma talking about the reason why they not talking to him. Mostly, I think, from my auntie or whatever. And I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I barely talk to them. Because it's like, what do I have to say? I don't like the way you're treating certain people in my family just because they're no longer a witness. And yet they got their life together. But yet you will be okay with the ones that don't have their life together. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it, and you will never get me to. I never do. How did growing up as a Jehovah's Witness affect your social life as a kid? My grandmother raised the children up in the truth, as she called it. Yeah, that's what we call it. And as soon as they all became adults, they all stopped going to the hall and never went back. Same. Socially, I barely had a social life. If it wasn't going to the hall, and then, I mean, they threw picnics and stuff like that in organizations or whatever. So that'd be the only interaction with people that I have, okay? You know, as far as like going out with people that I went to school with, no, I didn't have friends like that. Okay, I had people that was friends that I would consider my friends when we were in school that my parents didn't know I talked to, that the people at the hall didn't know I talked to. But going out with them and communicating with them outside of school, no, it never happened. It never happened. So till this day, I'm stunted in that. Like, I am so fucking socially awkward. Like, I want real friendships, okay? I just don't know how to go about, you know, sustaining them. And I don't know how to, you know, get the right people. My trust level because of this is messed up as well. And I don't know, y'all. It's just a lot. When did you know Jehovah's Witnesses wasn't for you? When I realized I was gay, that put the kibosh on it. Prior to that, when I realized that, when it got to a point where it was like, oh my God, we gotta go to the hall. Literally, I just never understood, like, it was like, bitch, you wake up early in the fucking morning and you're going to school for 6-7 hours a goddamn day. Then you come home and then you gotta go to the hall 2 hours a fucking day, and then you gotta wake up early in the morning and go to school or whatever. Like, ain't nobody got time for all that. Plus, you still gotta come home and do homework and shit. Like, I was over it. I was over it, okay? You got people coming home from work after a very fucking stressful day at work, and then you gotta go to the goddamn hall and put up with the bullshit that you know that you're about to encounter with them. Oh my goodness, it was irritating at a point. That's when it got irritating. At one point, I did enjoy it, and then as I got older, I did not. Okay, like when I became teenager and I became more aware of things and I became more intellectually aware and I could think more so for myself and I can decipher things. That's when I was just like, girl, it's time to go. I don't want to do this. This is not for me. Okay, I wasn't forced to stay. I wasn't forced to leave. I just decided not to come back. Is there any religious value? Yeah, I already told y'all that. What are the primary differences in the belief between Jehovah's Witnesses and the traditional Christianity? I don't know. Y'all tell me, when somebody get excommunicated from the church, do people still talk to them? Or do they disown them too? Or, you know, is it a whatever type of situation? What you say? The difference in that disownment stuff and the, you know, being not a part of the world and all that stuff. They don't believe everybody's going to heaven. Like I said, it's just the 144,000 and everybody else is going to be on paradise. Baby, put me in paradise. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Don't necessarily believe in the hell situation. There is no hell. You know, I think it's no hell. So when y'all be like, oh, you're going to hell. Well, okay. No, in my religion or my faction of the religion, not necessarily a hell like that. So cool. I guess, I don't know. Those were some of the key things that I remember. I grew up Jehovah's Witness, baptized at 10, faded at 18, horrible, highly controlled group. Yeah, it's very strict to a certain extent. And I will respect this part about Jehovah's Witnesses. Whereas you got like the Baptists and other people, other sects of Christianity, where the kids and the babies or whatever, they get baptized at a very young age. They get baptized when they're a baby, okay? Whereas when you're a Jehovah's Witness, you work up to getting baptized when you fully understand what it is what the religion is about. You fully understand who God is. You fully understand what, you know, you're learning, you know what I'm saying? So it's not a rush. You don't have to just get baptized right away, whatever. It's when you grasp and you feel like you're ready, you can get baptized at any time, you know? And then that puts you up for meaning that you really took God into your heart and or the religion, I should say, in your heart, and you're going to go by the book of what they say that you need to do. And as soon as you step out of line, you're going to either get disfellowship or put on reproach. Depending on the severity of the offense that you do, you can get on public reproach. I think public reproach is like everybody know that you disfellowship, you on reproach, like you get some of your privileges taken away, like you can't comment or, you know, certain things like that. You can't give talks and all that stuff. I won't give a damn because I don't like public speaking. Excuse me. But then disfellowship is, you can't talk to nobody. You're no longer technically a witness. You'll have to get reinstated once you repent and show that you're really truly sorry for what you did. Is it customary for someone to be a Jehovah's Witness and have a friendship with someone that is not a Jehovah's Witness and eventually break that friendship off because the friend is not interested in converting to Jehovah's Witnesses? I had the experience and it totally weirded me out. It happens. It very much happens. I told you. There have been cases where people have converted who never was a Jehovah's Witness, who then was born into the thing, and they, just so happen to have a Bible study, and then they get converted to Jehovah's Witnesses, and then they cut their people off. And just like that. I would never do no shit like that, and I never understood that, but hey, that's just what it is. I met this girl in high school. We were partners in science class. In school, we were BFFs, and she asked me, so I asked her for her number, and she told me we couldn't be friends because she was Jehovah's Witness and only her friends and family going to heaven. Ever since then, I can't stand Jehovah's Witness. My question is, do Jehovah's Witness teach their children? Yeah, when you're in school, I was never taught that we couldn't talk to them or whatever because you can't help but talk to them because you're in school. But you couldn't be friends with them outside of that. You couldn't be friends with them outside of that. You know what I'm saying? So I was fortunate enough to have the experience where, I did have a couple of people phone numbers, but I wasn't a big talker on the phone like that. And, at one point my mama didn't know, but then once she found out, she wasn't upset about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was fortunate enough, given the way that my grandmother had treated my mama after she got disfellowship, disassociating and all that stuff, and being so strict or whatever with the religion. I was so glad my mama didn't raise me strict like that. And my mama still taught us certain things. So the reason why I am the way that I am is because of my mom. Because like I said, I was socially awkward, still am. I was a little bit stunted socially because of it. But yeah, I still have my mom teaching me something so that I can be at least somewhat prepared for the real world. Because she knew I was going to be up in the real world, So some of the privileges that they took away, my mama didn't give a fuck about that shit, And I was scared certain times because I just thought that she would. Come to find out, she didn't give a fuck. And she don't even go no more. I'm inactive, no longer practicing, and what I will say is that they are the nicest people that I ever met. Literally, they will show up to your door if you're sick with food, groceries, and even ask to run errands. From my experience, they were just strict Christians and follow the Bibles literally in everything they do. I do not agree with certain practices, but I take issue with all organized religions due to the inconsistency in the practices. There's some good ones, but I ain't never experienced that part about them just showing up when you're sick and shit like that. They never did that to us. My mama was sick and ain't nobody say no shit, bitch. Anyway, but yeah, I agree with that, the last part that you said. When I grew up we were told that the world was coming to an end in 1972. Baby, let me tell you this. And that was one thing that they needed to fucking stop about. Because they had if you go back and you look at the history of Jehovah's Witness, it was like, I think 1914, 1912 or 1914, that the world was supposed to come to the end at one point. Then they moved the date up again, backwards or whatever, moved it up to like 19 something else because it never did happen. And like you said, 1972, I said, why y'all doing this? It just never made sense. But I do think like 1914, wasn't it like World War I? So yeah, it was some major shit that happened, but the world didn't come to an end. We was discouraged from going to college because of that. I noticed one of the leaders was an engineer. I also thought that it was strange for him to be educated while we were told, don't bother. I suffered financially because of this fatalistic view. Did not tell you that some of them be on welfare and they don't want you going to higher education, and they look at you strange when they realize that, oh, you got this good paying job and you ain't on link. You ain't got no link card, you ain't got no EBT card, you ain't on welfare, you ain't getting government assistance. No, bitch, I work. And no shade to nobody that got that, but this is not what I strive to be. I strive to be something better than that. Do you believe witnesses are a cult? I do. You don't recognize cults until you get out of it. The members are nice people who mean well, but the doctrines, like I said, I wouldn't consider it a cult, but I can understand why other people consider it a cult. And I'm not going to debate people on their opinion because, like I said, I can totally understand. If you say it's a cult to you, then that's what it is to you, and I totally get your point. I did Bible study with a Jehovah Witness, and I couldn't deal. I love to hear your experience. Girl, I ain't never do Bible study with nobody. I know personally. I sat in when my grandma was doing Bible study with somebody, and I was just like, girl, nah. I was just so uncomfortable. I would like to get educated about the religion overall. I hear a lot of negative things about Jehovah's Witnesses, so I'm interested to learn what they actually believe in and why it's so much negative stereotypes about the religion. Go to jw.org if you really want to talk and get their side of things, get their version of stuff. You know, I just say do your research. If you watch this whole video and you take some things from it, like I'm saying, like with our religion, it's good and it's bad. Okay, everything wasn't bad, but everything wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? So you have your points, you have your parts. I don't know much about Jehovah's Witnesses, admittedly. However, my dad's parents are, and I've been to the Kingdom Hall with them a few times when I was younger. Did I receive any backlash or? Yeah, okay, I answered that. One parent converted to Jehovah's Witnesses because of a step-parent's influence. It ruined our bond along with their bond with the entire family. Now that that parent is dead, and I wonder if they felt it was worth it. I'm still traumatized about it till this day. When my uncle got disfellowship, the relationship between him and my grandparents kind of fell off a little bit. And plus he was going through his own stuff. And ever since he passed away, I know my granddaddy has been going through it. And that's part of the reason why at this point in his life now, he's just like, fuck it all. Okay, the shit that he went through after my uncle died, and he found out a lot of stuff that was going on with my uncle that contributed to him to being into alcoholism, because at the time my uncle couldn't tell him that he was being sexually abused by somebody that was a neighbor or whatever at the time. And when my granddad finally found out about it, that weighed on his heart because he found out about it later on towards the end of his life, you know. And also, you know, being blinded by the religion kept him away, being totally involved like he needed to. Did you or anyone you know in the hall experience sexual abuse? Okay, I already told you that. I never experienced sexual abuse, but I had like a creeper, like I told y'all. He was just really fucking creepy, and he was very touchy, bitch. Like, you know, that put your hands on you like that, like, you know, and you know, in a way that you're not supposed to. Like, why is your hand lingering? Move your fucking hand, okay? Why are you saying certain stuff? Why are you looking at me in a certain way that you're not supposed to be looking at me? You know? I already answered that. Oh, when it comes to the no blood situation, because I ain't see that question yet because I'm going through the questions. When it comes to no blood, yeah, you're not supposed to take blood. I don't know if they have updated that, but when I was there, you don't take blood. So if you need a blood transfusion to live your life and to give a better life, or to even just stay alive, you're supposed to say no to blood. If it's going to help you, you're supposed to say no to blood. Because they say something about it being unclean, you know, taking somebody else's blood, putting it in your body is unclean and all that stuff or whatever. And I'm like, the modern day technology has made it so that it's okay. Will I take blood? If I need to take blood, I will take blood. Okay, that's just what it is. And then you have the card. You would have the card that says no blood. And there would literally be people that literally, I think it was like this big case. Look it up. It was this big case where this lady didn't take blood and she needed it because she was Jehovah's Witness. You know, that was one of the, it was crazy. It was crazy. I attended my BFF's wedding at a Kingdom Hall, but when it was my wedding, she said she couldn't attend. I was attending a Baptist church at the time. I was hurt, but didn't hold it against her. Funny thing is, we had house parties, listened to secular music, but attending another church outside the Kingdom Hall was where they drew the line. Not even a funeral. Yeah, that was, bitch, I ain't never heard no shit like that. And let me tell you something. Just like with every religion, there is a fanatical part of it, okay? And there is an extreme part of it. Now, that's on the more stricter side, because I ain't never heard no shit like that. If my friend is getting married, I don't give a fuck where it's being held. Ashley's gonna go, okay? I still would have went. And if it's a funeral, baby, and I knew the person, I give a damn about the person, yes, I'm gonna show up. Like, get the hell up out of there. Let me tell you something. When it comes to that secular music shit, it's just like some of the other stuff. Like, you ain't supposed to be listening to certain things, but they did. Because when we went to picnics, bitch, when we had picnics from the Jehovah Witness picnic and stuff like that up in the parks and everything, girl, we had all type of music. And it was the clean music, like the R&B music that was like oldies and stuff like that, and stuff that didn't have like curse words, whatever. But we was listening to music, and I know for sure, like my mama, girl, I was used to look at my mom like, bitch, is you really a Jehovah Witness? Because we used to ride to the hall listening to Lil' Kim. My mom is a Jay-Z stan. Bitch, she used to pop that album in all the time. Them albums in all the goddamn time. Baby, that whole Confession album. How about rolling up into the goddamn Kingdom Hall with, which one? Can you handle it? If I go there, baby, with you. I said, hold up, bitch. This is talking about fucking. And we rolling up into the Kingdom Hall about that. Oh, yes. Let me tell you something. Praise Jesus. Thank God for my mama, baby, okay? She kept me cultured, okay? She said, you may be a little stunker. I see what the fuck is going on, but you don't know about this goddamn music. I said, you better be good, okay? Listen, we listened to all type of fucking music. My mama didn't give a care. And we got mad when, I'll never forget that time we went to Walmart and we realized we was getting clean versions of the song because Walmart was selling clean versions of the CDs. And that's when we stopped buying music from Walmart and we start going back to Best Buy and buying the regular versions, okay? Like, bitch, give me the explicit. I need to see the parental advisory sticker on there, okay? Girl, yeah. My mama was hiding the ass a little bit, okay? Now, how the fuck you get pregnant when I'm 17 years old about to graduate from high school? Girl. I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness all my life and got baptized and everything. I was trying to get baptized for a while, but because my husband and I kept getting into physical dispute, I had to change myself. Wait a minute. I had to change myself because become a submissive wife before they would accept my request to be baptized at the convention in California. The Kingdom Hall I went to was very judgmental compared to others I visit. No lie, I've built relationships with a lot of amazing, loving people outside of my designated hall. When I got this fellowship, one of the brothers had the nerve to tell me I don't have a relationship with Jehovah because I refused to rekindle a relationship with my husband at the time after he cheated on me. Mind you, I did 4 years prior and already was in a new relationship but wasn't legally divorced because he refused to sign the divorce papers. They did nothing to him, and still to this day, he's up in the hall singing the Kingdom melodies, punching on hella females. That is what I'm talking about. That sexist shit. Bitch, ain't nobody got time for that. You supposed to put up with the bullshit that goes on and they'll look down on your ass if you want to get a divorce or all this stuff or whatever. Girl, I feel for you because I seen some people that went through that shit. They'll punish the woman but not really punish the man. She got cheated on, but now she don't love God because she want to divorce her husband, but yet he's still fucking around and he the one that's doing the action that's, girl, I be so fucking mad. I be so fucking mad, girl. You better than me because I would have cussed their ass out. That's why my attitude just be so fucked sometimes. No, I know a few times that you said that you actually still believe in Jehovah, but you're not a Jehovah's Witness. That does confuse me a bit because I assume that if you still believe in Jehovah, you are automatically a Jehovah's Witness. If you know and you read your Bible, you know that God's name is Jehovah. So therefore, I believe in God. His name, as I believe, is Jehovah. So yes, I believe in God. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean that I believe in the actual religion, meaning that I take a lot of the stuff and I'm fully practicing and stuff because I don't agree with a lot of stuff that goes on. But it did teach me a lot of stuff that I do take in and I can apply to myself. And, you know, I don't understand what's confusing about it. It's just like said, I'm no longer a Baptist, but I still believe in God. So that means that you're a practicing Baptist? No, you just still believe in God. And that's just what it is, and that's no different from that. Was your sexuality the reason you left your faith? That was part of it, yes. Well, that was one of the main parts at the end. That was literally what pushed me to go ahead and say, bitch, I really don't want to do this, okay? That was my, what is it? My 13th reason why, all right? I used to be one kind of, I was never official one. They came to my house when I was growing up and did Bible studies with me. However, my family attended a Baptist church. I also had a friend who was one. We've been distant friends for 20 years. I stopped studying because I couldn't deal with not celebrating holidays. However, I will say that they were by far the nicest people I ever met. I guess the congregation that I met wasn't as toxic as other. I was never pressured and they still speak to me. One of the elders preached the funeral for my baby that died. They didn't charge me for anything. And that's one thing. You ain't got to pay tithes and stuff to go to the hall. I will tell you that, okay? You can use their facilities for free. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go to church or whatever, and I don't know, y'all gotta give like 10% of y'all wages or whatever to the fucking church and shit like that. No, baby, they got a donation box when you come in and you can give whatever you want to give and you're not pressured to. And most of the time, they don't even say, go ahead and put some money in the donation box. No, it's, you see the donation box. If you want to give a penny, put that penny up in there. If you want to give $100 bills, put that $100 bills up in there. They don't tell you that you have to donate. It's just there, and you do it of your own free will. That's a good part. My dad is a family is a witness. And what is your opinion on that Armageddon theory and us resting on earth until Jehovah shows us the earth for life after and ascending a few? Girl, it's like I said, I'll be in paradise. That's what I felt back in the day. Like if I would be on paradise, we living free. Girl, okay. Do what we gotta do. We frolicking. We frolicking, bitch. Girl, I don't know. I don't even remember Armageddon. Oh, I haven't heard that word in a long time. Mind you, I haven't watched the movie either. And it's two different things. Armageddon is the end of the world. That's the end of the world, right? That's what I think it means. Girl, yeah. So basically, when the world finally comes to the end, you know, when Jesus finally come back, baby, be fucking prepared. Are you prepared for Jehovah's return? You know, and as somebody who grew up in a religion, and then you go and you look at movies and stuff, and you get the cultural references, the shit be funny. It should be offensive, but the shit just be funny to me now. It's so fucking funny to me now. I don't. Girl, I think I got all the questions. Okay, not being rude, but why is Jehovah's Witness and other religions not hang out with other religions? Because they feel like they know part of the world. It feel like they stuck. I don't want to say they stuck up, but that's like they feel like they a little bit better. You know, they're a little bit more stricter and all that stuff. So I said, what's your views on drug use while still a witness? Girl, you can't do that. Even though they do. I know it was somebody that they said was that was doing drugs or whatever, and they claimed they still was a witness. It was some alcoholics and stuff like that, like you're supposed to drink in moderation and stuff like that. But you know, it's a lot of contradictory stuff. But hey, that's neither here nor there. I ain't never do drugs while I was a witness. Did I? I smoked weed when I was a witness. Well, when I was there. Y'all know, like, I had my first swig of alcohol when I was like 15. Well, truth be told, I had my first swig of alcohol when I was 4 years old. It was a wine cooler. So I don't feel like that really counted. My daddy at the time, he was out there with his friends and they were sitting on the porch, whatever. And, you know, they had some wine coolers, whatever. And I came out there that's when my mom and my daddy were together. And they was out there, you know, having a good old time. And then I came out there, I was like, I want to taste it because it was red. So I thought it was some Kool-Aid. He let me taste it. It was tasty, but it was funny tasting. Anyway, but let me tell you, I'm going to end this with this, okay? Because I'm going to tell y'all all the people that's still religious in my family. Out of everybody, the only ones that still witnesses in my family is my grandmother. She's fully practicing. My granddad barely practicing. Like I said, he truly just don't give a fuck no more these days. My auntie and I think my uncle, her husband. That's it. My father used to be a witness as well. That's how he met my mom. And I think they went to school together. As it was a whole bunch of witnesses that went to the same high school. I think my mama went to Dunbar. My mama also went to Jones. So they all was in that little clique. They was, and them motherfuckers, like, my mama had stories to tell. Oh my goodness. One day I'm gonna ask my mama if she wanna get on here and talk about her experience as a witness and talk about how it was when they was up in high school. Cause baby, let me tell you, she had stories. When I tell you, them motherfuckers found a way to do all the shit that they weren't supposed to do. Oh, and I told you, my mama was hot in the ass as well. I said, see, when you do stuff that you try to make them so strict, that make them act out and wow the fuck out. I need y'all to understand that. So when you try to be so strict on your kids, baby, just know they gonna find a way. And once they get that freedom, oh, they gonna wow the fuck out. Okay, they gonna wow the fuck out. And you gonna be like, what the hell? And I'm gonna say, it's your fault. Okay, baby, motherfuckers was ended up pregnant, cracked out, drugs out. I said, what the hell? What the fuck was going on with y'all? Mind you, this is back in the 70s and the 80s. I said, well, it was a lot. But let me tell y'all this story. I'm gonna end y'all with this. Because one thing about going to any type of religious situation, I don't care what it is. Most of the time, some people go because they know it's gonna be some hot ass gossip. There was this one time, baby, hair in my mouth, because they knew I was about to talk some mess and tell some business I probably shouldn't be telling. But I'm finna tell it because I already alluded to it in another video. But listen, it was this lady. We was friends, family friends. My father was a Jehovah's Witness, but he got disfellowship. He got disfellowship because he cheated on my mama, okay? He cheated on my mama. Him and his friend had a threesome with a bitch, okay? And plus, he was abusive. He was abusive. And I never forget that time I saw him. Actually, I never forget. I seen him, like, literally hit my mama, and she flew into the dresser. I never forget that. She was getting ready to go to the fucking hall. She was getting ready to go to the fucking hall, okay? And he got disfellowship before she ever got disfellowship. And then I think part of the reason why she got disfellowship too was because she divorced him, you know? But anyway, so we had these family friends or whatever, witnesses as well. And one of them, their husband was an elder in the hall. Now that's like the top person that you could be for the men, you know what I'm saying? They're like the head of the congregation and stuff like that, right? So you're eldest wife, okay? They've been married for some years. And then there was another friend, all right? And like all of these people, they grew up. My mama friends became my friends or whatever because we all grew up together. They all grew up together. You know how that go. Baby, all of a sudden, we get some stuff going on. We was going out. We was having like a little family day or whatever. We was going to Giordano's. And I'm overhearing a whole bunch of shit my mama and her friends was talking about, right? And there was no reason why I should hear this shit. So when I came home, I said, Mama, what the hell was y'all talking about? Because, you know, I want to know the mess. Did my mama tell me, no, this ain't none of your business? My mama said, girl, let me tell you what the fuck happened. So this person did this and this person did that. Come to find out, the eldest wife was fucking around with the other friend in the group who just so happened to be a lesbian. Bitch, I said, what? They said they was being real close or whatever. And it's cool to be friends with women and all that stuff. But people just started noticing like they be going out together. They sleeping in the same bed together. They hunching, bitch. They was click-clacking. They was doing all of that stuff, okay? I was like, oh my goodness. And you know, me in the midst of trying to figure out my sexuality and like, damn, I know I found women attractive. So of course, Ashley's ears perking up like, oh, let me get the tea on this. Girl, why that bitch lied and said wasn't nothing going on and all of that. And the other girl, the lesbian, had to come through and be like, yeah, I ate a coochie, okay? That's basically what's going on. I was all up in that shit while she over here fucking lying and had all of the proof, bitch. Messages talking about they love each other and all that shit. Oh my goodness. I don't even think nothing really happened to her. I don't think she got disfellowship or anything like that. And see, I can't remember. She probably got a little punishment, but she didn't get disfellowship or whatever. And of course, she was the eldest wife. She was the elder's wife. And for that type of news to go around, I said, baby, when I tell you it was a phone tree because this person was calling my mama, I'm listening to everything. My mama took all these calls in front of me. She was like, fuck it, you gonna find out anyway. My mama never heard nothing. Okay, and I appreciate that. It was the best fucking time at the expense of somebody else that couldn't come to terms with her sexuality. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You can't be gay. You can't be bisexual. Bitch, you gotta be heterosexual, okay? Because Adam and Eve and not Adam and Steve. All that fucking shit, bitch. It's whatever the hell it is that I want to. Girl, it was a good time. That was like some of the best fucking gossip ever. All right. And then when you know what's going on and then you see these people later on and you just looking like, damn, you was getting your pussy ate like that? Because I know your man wasn't doing it. And I look at your man and I just know he wasn't fucking you at all. Okay? Girl, I'm gonna get the fuck up off of this, okay? Listen, I'm cussing all throughout this, and we talking about religion, we talking about God. Baby, Lord knows my heart, okay? He knows my heart. Anyway, y'all tell me how y'all feel. I hope this answers most of y'all questions. If y'all got anything else, put it down in the comments, and we'll discuss. Put your experience down there with it, with the church. Oh my goodness, I wish some of y'all would do some videos just like back in the day, old YouTube, like it'd be a topic that'll go around. And then instead of people just putting comments down in the comments, they'll do a video response. I wish y'all could do that because I would want to see some of y'all and tag me in it, some of y'all experience being in the church because I've never been to a church. I've never been to a church and never had any desire, but you know, I go to a church to listen to the choir because y'all motherfuckers be singing, bitch. I be looking at videos on YouTube and on TikTok and all of that stuff, and I just be sitting there like, wow, some singers up in the church. And I like that old school gospel shit. I don't like that, you know, trying to incorporate the R&B girls and all this stuff, the R&B songs that's out today, and you trying to flip it into a church song. No, give me the old school shit. Give me the regular shit, okay? You know, I probably would have had a problem with the church too, because some of y'all churches or whatever, different sects of Christianity, y'all don't like the secular music and shit, but then you'll remix the church song to make it sound like a secular music to get the young people come through. Girl, make up your mind, okay? Make up your mind. I never forget looking at that clip where Karen Clark Sheard was up in them camouflage doing the Rhythm Nation to one of the church songs. I said, girl, what is this? See, I know a little something. But anyway, y'all tell me how y'all feel. I hope y'all made it towards the end of this video. And if y'all stuck it out, I appreciate it. Okay? And yeah, I'm tired of talking. It's 1:04 in the morning. I'll see y'all later. Peace.